Hello and welcome back. Today's commission will be for a Badgerfolk figurine. The client was able to send me a mock-up of what he wanted using Hero Forge, but he did want some adjustments including the size, the facial structure, and the coloring. I start by constructing the core out of tinfoil and sculpting wire. Now for most of the sculpture I will just be using Sculpey beige, which is soft. However, for some parts which are very delicate and thin, I will be using a mix of both the soft and the firm clays. This just makes a tougher clay that's easier for me to handle. Ultimately, I decided to remove the hand and the bow and work on it separately. Doing this allows me to bake it separately, and that way I can lay it flat so it won't warp. I also decided to do the sword separately as well, for similar reasons as for the bow. So now I went ahead and pre-baked both the sword and the bow. I also sanded the sword after it was baked to smooth it out more. So with the main sculpture mostly finished at this point, I moved on to the base, and as you can see here I used poster board as the core for it. Now with the main figurine baked, what I can do is take it to the still unbaked base and press it down. This will create an impression of the feet, so that way I know exactly where to place it and where to glue it down once both are baked. So an issue that came up with the base, which I kind of expected would happen, was the poster board inside warping from the heat. What I didn't expect was for it to completely disappear. I can, however, work around this by adding plaster to the inside. I did add a bit too much plaster, so I had to wipe away the excess. After that, I put something heavy on top and let it dry. So for this, my client wanted the model to actually resemble a honey badger, so I painted it accordingly. So to make the base look as realistic as possible, what I'm going to do is use foliage from diorama kits. So first I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge and then short foliage on top. And once it dries, I can just tap away the excess. So the next big challenge with this is adding the tall grass. And in order to do this properly, I'm going to need a static grass applicator. So what this does is it adds static electricity to the grass, causing it to stand perfectly straight up. A quick word of caution though, when doing this, you can in fact electrocute yourself, so be very, very careful. As much as I did enjoy using this, however, the static grass will get everywhere. It even ended up in a glass of water, and I drank some of it, so if I didn't have microplastics in my body before, I do now. For the fletching on the arrows, I used real feathers. For the final steps, I added some super glue and pressed the sculpture down to the base.